My name is Wildflower, and I am a psychic, a musician, and a maverick entrepreneur. When it comes to being a psychic, I was born that way. So it really, for me, has been something that's always been a part of my life. There wasn't really, there wasn't like a moment where there was like some kind of an awakening that happened for me. It was more that, when I was a kid, I would talk to my guides and hear information from the other side. And as I grew up, then I learned some different techniques and such, on how to, explore that in different ways so that I could, really create my institute and be able to offer information to people, to others, about how to, be able to enhance their own psychic abilities and really how to create lives that they love by really exploring the different aspects of personal development, spiritual development, and energetic development. Well, part of what I do is I really train people on how to create lives that they love. And I mean, sometimes, when I do private consultations, which is every once in a while at this point, because I've really been focusing on seminars, and creating new books at this point. But when I'm working one-on-one with people, and even in my courses, I really love to teach people how to understand the patterns in their lives, the nuances in their lives, how they can reshape their own paradigms or their worldviews to, fit who they're becoming. Because so many people are living these lives of who they were in the past, and it's really important thing to always be, evolving, really, to keep yourself really connected. And that's one of the things that I, really enjoy teaching people how to do. So basically, in layman's terms, how someone can go about utilizing the paradigm shift concept that I work with is to simply look at what is your current life paradigm. And what I mean by that is, what is it that you believe about life? What is your paradigm? And I'm going to put it in very simple terms here so that everybody can understand. Okay, so it's kind of like this. If you were raised in a family where, there's a mom or a dad or someone in the family that had to work, that was working 3 jobs in order to survive, and that their entire weeks were taken up and they had maybe 20 hours free or 10 hours free or not even that each week, you're going to grow up in a paradigm where you think that that's natural. Okay? And I mean, that's just how paradigms work. You just kind of get born into these different worldviews and it can kind of mess with you, And so the thing is that can become your paradigm if you allow it to be. So a person that's raised in an environment where, mom or dad is working 3 jobs just to put food on the table, and that's not vacations and traveling and, birthdays and stuff like that. That's just like pure survival. That person is going to have a very different paradigm than the one who was raised in a family where, maybe they had a mom or a dad who was an entrepreneur, where they could, make their own hours, they could travel a lot and things like that. And so, if you're one of those people out there who have been, exposed to a situation like that, where you really want to reframe your mind. Let's say you were a kid, you were raised in that kind of environment where you saw your parents working 3 jobs. And let's say you grow up and were working 3 jobs, only to just barely support yourself. What you really need to do in order to shift out of that is you need to shift your paradigm. Because no amount of finding little odds and ends jobs in the world is going to make that better for you until you actually shift your paradigm and shift your expectation about it. And you can start to do that by simply being honest with yourself. Simply being honest with yourself about what you want in your life. I mean, hey, if you're working 3 jobs and you know what? You love them all, and it's like you go and each one of these things that you're doing is fun, then wonderful. That's awesome. But if it's not, then really just be honest with yourself that you want something more. And if you do want to change that, do so wisely, by looking at, maybe there's one kind of job or one kind of income source that brings you more income. And maybe there's some kind of artistic pursuit or something that maybe doesn't bring you any income at this point or whatever. And so this is not about throwing the baby out with the bathwater. It's really about allowing yourself to become what you're becoming, allowing yourself to evolve, and allowing yourself to have the dreams that you have, allowing yourself to just really to dive into life instead of, allowing it to control you. And that's really what the paradigm shift is about. It's really about, grabbing hold of the reins of your future and really just saying, universe, whatever it is that you call it, from a spiritual perspective, and just, claim what it is that you want. And it's going to be so much easier for you to actually live your dreams if you're very clear on what you want and what they are. You can find out more about what I do at wildflowerinstitute.com, and you can find episodes of my radio and TV show called Bridging the Gap at my website as well. And if you sign up for the newsletter, you'll actually be getting episodes delivered right to your inbox. I've also got my energetic weight loss online course that's now actually available worldwide, and it's online, and it's really cool because it's something that people used to have to travel to Minneapolis to be able to have sessions with me. And energetic weight loss is really a way of allowing yourself to release excess weight from both, from all three, body, mind, and spirit perspective.